Hey, good morning everyone. This is Dan with Ledger Support. I hope you guys are doing well. We are going to start this AMA very soon. So this is Ledger Support. Again, I'm here for about an hour. So if you guys have any questions, if you have any questions, you can pop them in the chat and I'll go through each and every question and I'll help you with anything. You can really ask me any kind of questions. And the cool thing that we are going to do as well today is I will actually show you how to solve your issues. So you'll have some visual support and not just me talking into the mic. Just to make sure, can you guys hear me okay? Can you please give me a little shout out in the chat just to make sure the sound is okay, that you guys can hear my voice and the image is okay as well, just to make sure that everything is good from that aspect. If not, I'll just start directly in the chat. So yeah, guys, just give me a little yes if you can hear my voice in the chat. Okay, 100%. Great, thank you. Okay, cool. So, all right, let's begin. I can see a lot of questions accumulating in the chat. So let's start with OJ. Hey, OJ. So, hi, I've been waiting for this. I've tried to sync Ledger Live with my mobile app, but it is not including my Solana, even though it says add account. Any advice? So, OJ, I would probably make sure that you are actually using the same Ledger device with the same recovery phrase whenever you pair your device with the mobile app. So yeah, you just want to make sure the same recovery phrase is inside your device, that the recovery phrase that you use when you created your accounts in Ledger Live Desktop, because if you are using a different device or if you're using the same device but with a different recovery phrase, then you will not be able to see the same accounts, unfortunately. Now, if the issue is more on the side of, I cannot pair my Bluetooth, I cannot pair my device with Bluetooth, then the issue might be different here, and that might actually be a Bluetooth issue. And if that's the case, then we have a video on the Help Center that can help you solve Bluetooth issues. Let me show it to you real quick. So if you go to Ledger/videos on the Ledger official channel, then and then you scroll down to this video here, mobile onboarding and Bluetooth troubleshooting. This is the video that will take you through all the different steps to make sure that it's properly paired, and also that would suggest like troubleshootings if there is an issue. So you might want to check that out. Okay, next question. So Kamal, Zilcoin's price not showing in Ledger Live. Why? Okay, so let me check if price data is actually supported for Ledger Live. So to do this, I'm going to go to this list here. So this list is the list of all different supported assets in Ledger Live. So everything is on the list. By the way, it's completely public. It's on our GitHub, on the official Ledger GitHub. And so it's publicly accessible and you guys can use it yourself to verify if a coin or token is actually supported in Ledger Live. Now, that being said, you will have to change this URL here a little bit and just make sure that it matches the latest version of Ledger Live. So the latest version of Ledger Live as of today is 2.55.0 because there is a new version that just dropped this morning. So make sure you update Ledger Live and then open this list here. I'll drop the comment, the link in the comments, and then change this number here at the top so it matches the latest version of Ledger Live. So for example, so you wanna take a look at this, and then you can look at the first section of the list here, the cryptocurrencies, and scroll down to ZIL and Zilliqa here, like Zilliqa, ZIL. There is a no on this sim line. No means that basically you're not able to, you can create a Ledger account for ZIL, but you will not be able to create this account in Ledger Live, so you will have to use a third-party wallet. And so that's probably why the reason why you're not able to see your ZIL. Now, if your ZIL has been moved to a different account, for example, you send it to your, your Binance Smart Chain account and you're able to see the balance, but you're not able to see the price data, it might be because it's not implemented yet in Ledger Live either. It's possible. Usually it doesn't mean that the token is worthless. It just means that the price data has not been implemented. And in this case, we can probably change that in the the next version of Ledger Live. Yep. Okay, next. Okay, so there is tons of questions. Let me start with Pierre. Hi, I cannot see PlayDApp and Tectonic governance token price on both desktop and phone app. May I know why, please? Okay, Pierre, so let me check PlayDApp, see if I can see if I can find it on the list. So PlayDApp would be PLA, I think. So you would grab the contract address here and then go to the list, you do Control F, you paste. And so you can see that PLA is supported in Ledger Live for Ethereum accounts, but its counter value have been disabled. And so that's the reason why you're not able to see the price in Ledger Live. Okay, that's the reason. So I'm suspecting that Tectonic governance token is the same here. So if I grab this, paste it here in CoinMarketCap. Okay, maybe Pierre, if you could share the address for this token. So I think it might be this one, but I'm not sure. So if you could drop the CoinMarketCap URL in the chat, that would be super useful. So I can check directly with the list. But assuming this is the token you have in mind, then I would just go and copy this address here, then go back to the list, make sure I'm on the latest version of Ledger Live, do a Control F in the list, and yeah, so it's not, if it's that token, it's not supported at all, so you won't be able to see the balance in Ledger Live. Okay, next, Alejandro. Just a question. I bought the new Ledger, but I have not received anything yet. It was supposed to be this month. Okay, so if you're talking about the stacks, so the stacks, the shipment has been delayed, unfortunately. So yeah, I think the first batch of stacks will be shipped in about within the next couple months, I think. I also got the email. So I know it's not ideal, but again, the reason why we're doing this is because we just want to make sure that the product that you get will be great, right? We don't want to rush shipping the stacks if the product is buggy or the battery life is not up to par, things like that. So that's one of the reasons why we delayed shipping the stacks. And I understand that sucks. I was disappointed as well because I'm eagerly waiting for my stacks as well. I pre-ordered the stacks, but again, the reason why we delayed shipment is to make sure that you guys are getting a good device. So I think, just follow the main accounts on Twitter. So that would be @Ledger, and @Ledger will give updates whenever the first batch of stacks will be ready to be shipped. And this is one way you can get up to date. Okay, next, Suhail, 100%, Philip, good. Okay, thank you guys for the feedback here. Brett, I have been trying to re-add my Moonbeam account to my Ledger, but the syncing fails every time. I can literally add or re-add any assets except Moonbeam. Okay, so there might actually be something going on with Moonbeam. Let me check real quick if there is any issue with Moonbeam. It's possible, sometimes things break in Ledger Live. The infrastructure might be a little, overwhelmed, or too many requests, or like something like an API broke, and so things don't work in Ledger Live. But usually, so let me check real quick if I'm able to add an account. Yeah, so it's looking like I'm able to add a Moonbeam account. So I'm not getting any issues. So I would say it's probably, so Brett, you want to make sure that a few things, right? You want to make sure that Ledger Live is up to date. So if you go into the settings, make sure this number says like 255.0. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing you should do is just make sure that you have the latest version of the Moonbeam app installed on your device as well. So you would go into My Ledger, you connect your Ledger device to the My Ledger, which we used to call the manager, and then so then you can install the Moonbeam app. By the way, if the Moonbeam app doesn't work for you, you can also use the Ethereum app. Okay, just the vanilla Ethereum app will also let you create a Moonbeam account. They are the same app, basically. So make sure like both these things are checked out and try again, I would say. But this is probably because Ledger Live is out of date, maybe the firmware on your device is out of date, and maybe the app that's running on your device is also out of date. So you want to make sure that all of this is squared away. Okay, next, cryptographer Chris. How many computers can Ledger Live be put on at one time? As many as you want, Chris. It's up to you. You can install Ledger Live on 100 computers, and then you can go ahead and connect your device to those 100 versions of Ledger Live and pop your accounts that way. Ledger Live really doesn't care how many device it's connected to. You can pair as many devices as you want. It could be your device, your wife, husband, whatever device, girlfriend, boyfriend, like any devices, any accounts from any device will be listed in Ledger Live. It doesn't really matter. The only thing is, when you have multiple devices on one version of Ledger Live, just make sure that you rename your accounts so it doesn't become a complete mess. So for example, let's say like this is my, me and my wife, for example, are sharing the same Ledger Live, and this is her account and this is my account. Then maybe I want to click this account and just rename it something, something a little more obvious that makes it clear that this is not my account, this is her account, and this is controlled by a Nano X, for example, or a Nano S. So this is very useful. Tagging accounts like this is very useful, so it doesn't turn into a mess. Okay, next, Codex. What is going on with AD balances not showing up on Ledger Live? Okay, Codex, good question. There was a bug that was messing up the balances in Ledger Live. However, you should be able to fix the issue by just updating Ledger Live to the latest version. That would be 2.55.0. So yeah, just go ahead and make sure you are, go ahead and download Ledger Live from the website, unless you get the notification inside the app. If not, just go on the website, ledger.com/ledger-live, download the app, make sure you are on the latest version of Ledger Live, and then you will be, that should solve the ADA issues. And please let me know if that does solve it, because we're still waiting for feedback from users just to make sure everything works. Okay, so next question. Nick, hi Nick. Please note that when holding USDC in an Ethereum wallet on Ledger Live, the info section on the token leads to the wrong USDC. It's strange. Oh, okay. Okay, so that's definitely good feedback, Nick. I'm going to write that down, so I'll make sure to escalate that to the developers so they can double check. Maybe the link is they inserted the wrong link here into the code. So yeah, thank you for that, mate. Next, okay, we've got Raul. Hi there. I have problems with my USDT in Ledger Live. Doesn't appear, but in MetaMask, yes. So is it a problem with Ledger Live or the new firmware? Thanks. So it depends in which account your USDT is stored, Raul. If it's an Ethereum account, then yes, there are some issues with some tokens are not showing in Ledger Live in Ethereum accounts. So for example, like you would have a bunch of tokens here, and some of them will be in your accounts, but they don't show in Ledger Live. That's an issue we're working on. It will probably be solved into a future version of Ledger Live. you might want to make sure to download the latest version of Ledger Live already, right? 2.55.0. Then you might want to go and clear the cache, go to help, clear cache, clear, and see if that helps and the token you were looking for appears in the app. If not, then let me know which token exactly doesn't appear so I can escalate this information and we can look at, something that more specific. Another way to look at tokens that don't appear in Ledger Live, you can go into the Discover section here and then you can look at Zerion. So Zerion is a portfolio manager that lives in Ledger Live. It has access to the same accounts than Ledger Live, so it's looking at the same accounts. Of course, it doesn't have access to your private keys. It's just a visual interface for your accounts. But the cool thing with Zerion is usually it supports more tokens than Ledger Live, although it depends. It's not a complete overlap. But also, it will show you your tokens on many different chains. You see here I've got Ethereum on Ethereum, RenBTC on Polygon, BNB token on Binance Smart Chain. I've got some Tether on Ethereum, Shiba Inu on Ethereum account, and so on and so forth. So you might want to use Zerion and see if the token you're looking for appear here. But again, we're aware of the issue in Ledger Live and hopefully we'll be able to fix it. Okay, guys, if you are just joining the AMA, this is Dan with Ledger Support. I'll be here until 7 p.m. CT to answer all your questions. Don't hesitate to ask me anything. I'm here for that. And I will show you how to solve your issues by sharing my screen so you get some visual support. Cool. All right, next. Hamed Setki. Hi. I'm trying to withdraw my unbound assets after 21 days on Polkadot, but it is not working. Okay, Hamed. So 2 things to check. First of all, when you want to unbond a balance, you need to make sure first that you you clear your nominations, right? So you want to, let's say you've got a stake and you want to unstake that bonded balance, okay? So first of all, you will need to clear the nomination and create the transaction. And then, so it takes the time of a transaction, so it's really quick. Then you will need to unbond your stake. That takes 28 days. And then you have to wait 28 days. And then at the end of the 28 days, then you'll be able to create a third transaction to withdraw your unbonded balance back to your available balance. Now, something to pay attention to is all the transaction fees will be paid by your available balance in Ledger Live, okay? Not the bonded balance. So if your available balance is at 0 and all your funds are bonded or unbonded, but not in your available balance, then your account doesn't have enough funds to pay for that transaction. So you want to make sure that there is enough dots here in your available balance to pay for that, okay? So try that, make sure you've got some dots here, maybe 1 or 2 dots should be enough. And then try unbonding again and let me know if it works. Okay. Okay, next Sahil. I moved one of my Samsung MX NFT to my ledger. One of them isn't appearing properly. Is there anything I can do? I moved 2, one of them isn't appearing properly. Okay, Sahil, I'm not sure because I don't personally have the Samsung NFTs. One thing I would suggest is, again, probably go into Ledger Live and try to so go into the Discover section, then scroll down to this app called Rainbow and check if your NFT, I think Rainbow supports Polygon accounts. You'll just need to select your Polygon account here and then you might be able to see your NFT there. If not, you can also use Zerion. Again, Zerion is very good at displaying things that Ledger Live cannot display, so like tokens and sometimes NFTs. Then you might, I think there is an NFT section in Zerion. Let me see if I can find it, but I might be wrong because I haven't used Zerion for a long time, to be honest. Actually, there might not be an NFT section here. Okay, so never mind. There is no NFT section in Zerion. So try Rainbow. If not, it might just be because the NFT is, there is some sort of metadata issue with the NFT, where Ledger Live is not able to read the metadata. in which case you might want to go to OpenSea and you might want to refresh the metadata on OpenSea. That might help. If not, just please open a ticket, support.ledger.com, so I can have a look at your account, and I can give you some tips so you'll be able to see your NFT. So support.ledger.com would be, let me show you what I mean by that. So you would go into the Help Center here, and then you would click Contact Us, start a conversation with the bot, explain your issue, ask for Dan. Then once you're done talking with the bot, you'll get a 6-digit number. This is your ticket case number, and you can take that and then drop it into the chat, so I can follow up, and I'll get back to you tomorrow morning. Okay, so next question. Thank you guys so much for all the good questions. It's really great to see you, show up to those AMAs. Next, Tom Moore. Sorry. Answer my case 9613. Okay, I'm waiting for an answer for 2 days. Cleaning the cache did not help. The transfer has been stuck. Okay, Tom, I got your ticket number. Let me get back to you tomorrow morning, CET. Okay, so because this is the end of my shift. The same is the end of my shift. So I got your ticket number. I'll take a look at the case tomorrow morning, first thing in the morning, and then I'll get back to you, okay? I'm just gonna write down this ticket number here so I can follow up with you tomorrow. And again, apologies for the long turnaround. We're dealing with a lot of tickets. I know it's not an excuse, but that's the reason why we're a little slow answering tickets. Okay, Alex Rones, Solana still down. No, Alex, it's not down. The Solana network is working as usual. It's been known to go down for sure, but right now it's not down. It's just our Ledger Live infrastructure is a little busy, so you might get a API 503 error when you try to add an account or send tokens. What you can do is just try the transaction or adding an account again and again until that goes through or you're able to add the account. It's a little spammy, but that's one way that works. If nothing works, then you can still use something like you can use Solflare to add your account or send your transaction, and we have documentation on the Help Center that will help you to connect your Ledger device to Solflare. Don't worry, this is perfectly safe, and the private keys always stay in the device. But Solflare is a good alternative to Ledger Live when it comes to Solana accounts. Apologies, guys. I'm gonna drink a little water before I continue. Okay. All right. So next question, Pablo. Hello. When is Arbitrum on Ledger? Soon, mate. Soon. We are working on this. Now, that being said, you can already connect your Ledger device to Arbitrum, but you'll have to use MetaMask. And by the way, we have some documentation on the Help Center that will teach you how to connect your Ledger device to the Arbitrum network. So you just need to type Arbitrum MetaMask, and you should be able to find the documentation here. Sorry, that's not Arbitrum. Okay, so it's somewhere in there, right? It's somewhere in there. But basically, you can connect your Ledger device to MetaMask and connect MetaMask to Arbitrum. And if you got some tokens from the airdrop, then you'll be able to claim that this way. Okay. So, next question, guys. Let me take a look at the chat. Miranda, hi, I need assistance with my XLM transfer to my NanoS plus Ledger from my Uphold exchange. Can you provide written instructions? Yes, sure, Miranda, but you'll need, so could you please explain exactly what's going on? Yeah, please do explain what's going on, because I know there's been a lot of issues with Uphold specifically. Also, if you are sending XLM from your Ledger device to Uphold, then you will need to add a memo tag. So let me show you what I mean here, guys. Whenever you want to send XLM or XRP or Atom, right? If you want to send that to an exchange, then you will need to add a memo tag to your transaction. So let me show you what that looks like. Oops, sorry. So let's say, for example, I've got a, let's say I've got a, yeah, sorry. So I'm gonna add my XLM account here. So yeah, so the memo tag is super important because if you don't add a memo tag, then the exchange will not be able to detect your transaction. Okay, so here's my XLM account. Let's say I want to send some XLM to an exchange. Here I'm supposed to type the exchange account address here, and here memo. Here I need to select, for example, memo ID or memo text. It depends. They're the same thing. And here you will type the memo, and the memo is provided by the exchange. Okay, if you don't add a memo to the transaction, then the exchange will not be able to detect that transaction, although the XLM has reached the exchange wallet, but the exchange will not be able to detect it. And the reason why is because exchanges have those massive shared accounts where all their users are depositing their XLM or XRP or Atom in the same account, and the way they know that, okay, this is your account, this is your deposit, and this is my deposit, is with the memo tag. So that's why it's super important to add the memo tag. If you send coins to an exchange without the memo tag, then you will have to contact the exchange with the transaction ID, and then they have a process to send you the coins back, but they might charge you a fee for the service. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Okay, next, Jeff Burke. Is it the project that need to do the legwork to get on Ledger, or is it Ledger? It's both, actually. So we have a process for integrating new projects onto Ledger, Ledger Live, also creating an app. So there is different levels of integration. Typically, the first level of integration is an app that you'll be able to download on the Ledger Live, so you can create an account for this particular project with your Ledger device, but not necessarily in Ledger Live. So using third-party wallets, for example. And then the second level of integration is usually to have accounts in Ledger Live. So you don't need a third-party wallet. You can just do everything from Ledger Live. Now, projects, so Burke, if you know a team that would like to, that would be interested to reach out to Ledger, then you can send them to our Discord, Ledger Open Discord. This is where our developers hang out and help project developers integrate with the platform. Okay, so yeah, this is the Discord, and yeah, this is how they can get in touch. We also have a developer platform. So if you just Google a Ledger developer portal, then that developer can get in touch like that as well. Okay. So next question, guys. Milkman, hi Ledger, do you know when the ERC20 token issue will be fixed? I can see my anchor, the ERC20 token. Yeah, Milkman. So I'm aware of the issue. I don't know exactly when that's going to be fixed. I apologize for the issue. It is really annoying, and it's annoying me as well. I've got some tokens that are not showing. Now, that being said, if you are affected, there's a few workarounds while we work on the issue. First of all, you can use MetaMask, but I know some of you guys don't like using MetaMask, which is perfectly fair. Another workaround is to go into, so first of all, just make sure you are on the latest version of Ledger Live. So that should be 2.55.0. If the number here in the settings doesn't say 2.55.0, please do update to the latest version. That might fix the issue. If the issue is still there, then you can go into the Discover section here and use Zerion. Zerion is a portfolio manager, and Zerion might be able to detect the missing tokens. Yep. So that might help you. So let me know if that works actually. Okay, next, Combat T. Sorry. Hey, I got a Ledger Nano S Plus. I just wanted to say it's great. Do you know? Will there be anything in the future on Ledger Live to sell coins in the future, not just Bitcoin, but anything else? Yeah, great question. I don't know. Yes. So of course, yes, there will be more off ramps in the future. Now, in terms of when those off ramps will come live in Ledger Live, I'm not sure, and I have to say that I don't have any ETA to share. It is pretty annoying to only be able to sell Bitcoin for now. It's too restrictive in my sense. We should, there should be other options. That being said, you can sell Bitcoin via the buy sell tab here in Ledger Live, and the partner is Coinify. Okay, but there is a second off ramp for ETH. This one is a little hidden, but it's Byte here, this app, and this one will let you sell ETH. So ETH and Bitcoin as well for Swiss francs. So this is very, very specific. So Swiss francs and euros as well. So if you are living in the EU, then that might be a good option for you to sell Ethereum. But of course, this is not great, and we do want more options in Ledger Live. Okay, next. Okay, next. Tons of questions here. Burke, stacking ADA from Ledger on Daedalus. The ADA rewards don't show on Ledger, only Daedalus. Do you think that will be fixed? I'll escalate that, Burke. Well, of course, it's because staking is not supported in Ledger Live yet for ADA. This is an integration that has been long coming. There is work going into it right now, so people are trying to, we have a team that's working on bringing this integration to life, but it's taking a lot of time, and so we're working on it. Alex, weeks ago when the Sol desync happened, I was told to remove my accounts and re-add them to Resync, but could never add back because sorry, internet is down, still happening, fully updated, cache clear. Alex, I had the same issue this morning. What I did is I kept trying to re-add the account again and again and again, and eventually I was able to re-add the account. If really you cannot re-add the account, then you might want to use something like Solflare instead. Connect your Ledger device to Solflare, and then temporarily manage your account via Solflare. It's perfectly safe. That gives you a workaround while we're working on the Solana issue. But typically, if you just keep spamming the Ledger Live and try to re-add the account 10 times, eventually you will be able to re-add the account. But again, this is not great UX. Cryptographer Chris, thank you so much. Thank you, Chris. Johnny, hey Dan, thank you so much for your streaming. Hey, thank you, Johnny. No worries, man. If you have any questions, go for it, drop it in the chat. Next, Ahmed, mask price is showing on the mobile app, not showing Ledger Live in desktop. So, Ahmed, do you mean mask? If you could share is mask the name of the token? And could you please also share which account it is stored in so I can escalate that to the team so they can implement the token or fix it if it's not fixed. That being said, again, you always have the option to check out Zerion, and Zerion might be able to show you the token and the balance and the price data as well. Okay, next. Milkman. Answering Hamed. Yeah, thanks Milkman for helping. Next, Johnny. I have Mac Pro USB-C and need a connection for my Nano X. Can I change the cable USB-C to USB-C? USB to USB-C, I'm guessing. Is that what you're trying to say? Or Lightning? I'm not sure, Johnny. If you could maybe be more specific. But typically, yeah, you should be able to use multiple cables and see what works. Lincoln Brown, what's the easiest way to swap for cash from my ledger? So from your ledger, I think it depends if you want cash in your bank or if you're happy with cash as stablecoins. If you just want to swap into, if you want to keep your money within the blockchain to quickly buy back in, for example, then you can just swap. You can just swap your whatever with for stablecoins. So for example, I would say if you want to swap, let's say Ether for stablecoins, then you can use something like PairSwap. and then you would select, whatever, like you would select ETH for USDT, and then you can swap. Now, keep in mind that when you swap, just be very, very careful. And what I mean by that is just review the transaction details very carefully on your device, just to make sure that, you understand the fee, you understand how much money you will get back, all these things, because once the swap has been done, then there's nothing we can do, okay? So always check the fee, always check the price impact here. You want this price impact not to be ideally over 1%, but again, it depends on the size that you're trying to swap. And also make sure that you understand the fee as well, so you don't lose a lot of money on fees, okay? So that would be one way to do it. If you want to sell for hard cash, then either you can swap into Bitcoin and then sell the Bitcoin via the sell section here, or you can move your coins out of your Ledger wallet back to an exchange and then sell over there and then wire the money to your account. Okay, next. Brett, is the mobile app limited compared to desktop? I don't seem to have many settings on mobile version. I'm on the latest version, 3.16.1. I think there is a new version past that, Brett, but you directionally right. Some features in desktop are not on mobile, although they're not massive features. It's mostly like little things like I can't think of like a big feature that's available in desktop, but that's not in mobile. But it's more like the layout of the app might be different, or like renaming accounts will not be available in Ledger Mobile, or like it will be through a different route. So little things like that. Let me check the latest version of the app though. Okay, so the latest version of the app is 3.16.1. So yeah, you aren't on the latest version. But let me know which specific feature seems to be missing, and maybe I can help with that. Okay, next, Sam. Hi Dan, hi Sam. My fiance and I sharing a Ledger Nano X, and we have separate accounts for our assets. When receiving Solana, it is always the same address for the same accounts and a different address for ADA. Yes, correct, Sam. Solana will give you the same account address every single time. ADA is much more like Bitcoin. It has this what we call UTXO accounting system, and so the address will be different for ADA. Same thing for Bitcoin, same thing for Litecoin, Zcash, and those older cryptocurrencies that follow the UTXO accounting system. By the way, this is not necessarily a bad thing. It's actually more private to have a different address every single time, because Ledger Live will do the accounting for you, right? But at the same time, someone that gets a hold of one of your address will not have access to all your accounts and will not be able to spy on all your accounts like they can with Solana, for example, or Ethereum. Okay, next. Jeranet. I did a transaction on-chain, and later I did a replace by fee on it. The transaction was confirmed. However, the old transaction is in the latest operations list, but the transaction that was RBF still there pending with the clock. Okay, so I'd be curious to take a look at the transaction myself, Jeranet. So if you could actually reach out to me, send us an email, ledger.support.com here, okay? But I'd like you to include your logs if you can. So let me show you what I'd like you to include. So for me, in order for me to have a good visibility on your account, it would super help if you could share your XPub as well. Please do not share it publicly, because there are some privacy concerns with sharing an XPub. Like, people will be able to look at all your addresses, all your Bitcoin addresses, so that's not necessarily something you want to share with everyone. But you can share it with Ledger support, like we destroy those documents afterwards. But basically, you would go into your account here, edit account, advanced, and then share the XPub here. So if you share that with me, like, I'll be able to have a better vision of all the transactions that happen in your account, and I'll be able to help you out and see, help you with the transaction. If you don't like that, then that's fine. You can just send me the transaction detail, and then I'll have a look for you as well. It might be that Ledger Live is confused as well and is not able to read properly RBF transactions. Maybe Electrum would be a better tool for the job here. Okay, next, JKC, why is it that when looking under setting accounts, crypto assets in Ledger Live, only 3 crypto assets, BTC, ETH, and Litecoins show up, but in my wallet and portfolio it shows all my different assets? So what is it that when looking under settings, account, crypto assets in Ledger Live, only 3 crypto assets, BTC? Okay. This is let me try that. So you're saying like settings, account, crypto assets. So JKC, do you mean like the mobile app or the desktop app? Because the layout is different. Because if you go into settings here, you see like this is not the preferred way to look at your accounts, right? This is more like configurations and settings for your accounts, but not the accounts themselves. So maybe that's what you're looking at here, but this is not the best practice for managing your accounts, right? You just want to use this tab here. So I think that's what you meant. Okay, next, Philip. I'm in the process of unbonding. 3 days left. It is a terrible experience. Will Ledger become a validator? Yeah, man. I agree that unbonding is not great, but I have to say it's not Ledger's fault. It's also the Polkadot network will force you to have this 28-day cooldown before you're able to unbond. UX has been an issue, with Polkadot for a long time. We tried to make it better in Ledger Live, but honestly, like it's never been great, to be honest. Will Ledger become a validator? Yes, we have a plan to become a validator eventually on Polkadot. By the way, we are validating on a bunch of other networks. So Solana, we are validating on Solana, on Cosmos, and soon on Polkadot as well. By the way, Philip, if you need help with that, then just drop your question. Happy to help here. I know it's not the greatest experience. Okay, next, V1. Do I need ETH to send Sol from Ledger to other wallets? Nope. If you want to send Sol, you need Sol. That's all. But if you want to send a ERC20 token in Ledger Live from your Ledger account, from your Ledger Ethereum account, then you will need ETH to pay for the transaction, right? So think of it as you need the native coin of the network to pay for the transaction fee. So on Ethereum, the native coin is ETH. On Solana, the native coin is SOL. On Polkadot, the native coin is DOT. On Polygon, it's Matic, and so on and so forth. Next, JPL. I have 2 questions. When are you going to implement Lightning Network support and Nostr key support? Also, are you accepting internship to assist into developing this? Very good question, JPL. So the first one, Lightning Network support and Nostr, not on the roadmap currently, and the problem is because it's tricky to implement Lightning with a hardware wallet. So for now, the best option is to just move the funds from your Bitcoin Ledger Bitcoin account to a hot Lightning Network wallet, or an external Lightning Network wallet. For Nostr, I think Nostr is very, very new. We don't have a team working on Nostr as far as I know, but maybe in the future. Nostr is pretty cool, so why not? Regarding your second question about internships, yes, definitely. You can apply. There is a career page. If you go to Ledger careers, yes. So just go on the career page, and I think at the bottom there is a way for you to just send like whatever email. If not, you can just send me. You know what? What you can do, you can just go to Ledger, support.ledger.com, start a conversation with the bot, and then create a ticket with your CV and ask for Dan. And once I get your CV, then I'll escalate this information to whatever team you want to apply for. Make sure you add a cover letter so we know what you want as well, in which department you'd like to work. But I'm guessing engineering in your case. But yeah, absolutely. We always in need for engineers. Okay, so next question, guys. Outside something in is it Chinese? I don't want to say something stupid. So, sorry, I cannot read that. If you could translate that in English, that would be so awesome. Thank you. Tom, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Tom. No worries. Sahil, the Ledger Quest Academy quest how to own crypto isn't airdropping the NFT to my wallet. I've done it 2 times. The other 2 Academy quests airdropped the NFT without any issues. Actually, Sahil, if you could reach out with a ticket and just share that information. So, so go to support.ledger.com, open a ticket, share your ticket number in the chat so I can pick it up tomorrow morning and just escalate to the Quest team. And maybe there's a bug somewhere here. Okay, next. WZ, where on Ledger Live can you view your public key and private keys? Okay, very interesting question. So the answer is the private keys, you will not be able to see them. You only see your private key once, and that's when you set up the device for the first time and you get a 24-word recovery phrase. The 24-word recovery phrase is actually the collection of all the private keys that your Ledger device will ever create, okay? So those are the private keys, and that's the reason why we tell people to never share your 24-word recovery phrase, because if you do, then anyone with the recovery phrase will be able to access your accounts, all your accounts, and drain the funds, okay? So it's super important that you never share your 24-word recovery phrase. By the way, Ledger will never ask you for your 24-word recovery phrase. Anyone asking you for the phrase is trying to scam you, okay? And there are tons of fake accounts that will try to scam you, pretending to be from Ledger or pretending to be Ledger employees. So be very careful. Now, when it comes to public keys, so if by public keys you mean addresses, then typically you would go into Ledger Live, and then you would select an account, okay? And then you would click receive, continue, and then the public key will be, not the public key, because the public key is something very specific. There is a technical term for it. But sorry, I don't have the app for, but if you are talking about address, then you just need to click the receive button here and do manipulations on your device, and your address will appear. And that's probably what you mean by public key. So here you go. So let me know if that answers your questions. Okay, next question. All right, so next question. Ahmed, answering Milkman. Okay, so next, Emma, Isabella, Sophia. How can I avoid scam contracts? Should I use 2 different wallets with different 24 words, or just use multiple accounts in one wallet? The latter, Emma. Just use multiple accounts with one wallet. That's enough. Because if you sign a malicious transaction that gives a malicious contract access to your NFTs in one account, that doesn't give the malicious contract access to your NFTs in a different account, even though they're even the same NFT, right? So the risk is contained within that account. However, if you give someone your 24-word recovery phrase, then that's all. It's game over. Right? They'll be able to have access to all your accounts. By the way, sometimes it's a good idea to just clean up your allowances, right? So you can use a tool, like if you do a lot of NFT, DeFi transactions, listing things left and right, and just doing a lot of DeFi and DGen stuff, then once in a while you might want to clean and revoke active allowances by using revoke.cash. So you make sure that smart contracts that you don't want access to, so you make sure that smart contracts that you've interacted with in the past no longer have access to your accounts. So I think that's important to do it like once in a while. Okay. Next, Sky Eagle. Hello. Why can I not see my balance in your account? My name .near. You should be able to see your balance. That's probably a bug, but you know what? It might be because you are on a old version of Ledger Live. That might be the reason why. Because let me show you. I do have a near account here in this Ledger Live, but I'm pretty sure I'm able to see the balance. See here. So I'm able to see the balance. So either you are on an old version of Ledger Live and you need to make sure to download and to update, to download the latest version and to update to 2.55.0 like that. Okay, you can update via ledger.com, the website, or you can go into settings and then help and then clear the cache, and that might reestablish the account. Ledger Live might display the correct balance. If you still aren't unable to see the balance, then you might want to remove the account like that, remove from portfolio, then re-add the account with your Ledger device and see if that works. Okay, next, DeFi and DeFi. Question: a month ago I had to open my wallet and I have to open my wallet I use with my Ledger. I mistakenly enter my Ledger phrase instead of my Ledger S phrase. Is my Ledger compromised? Defiant, if you mean your 20-forward recovery phrase, then yes, it is compromised, and 100% you should change your 20-forward recovery phrase, because you'll never be able to sleep peacefully from that point, because you never know who has access to your computer. Maybe your phrase has leaked somehow, and someone is just sitting on it, waiting for you to send more funds to your account and then sweep all the those big balances. So you definitely want to change your recovery phrase. There is actually a convenient tutorial that can help you with the process, because I know it's a pretty stressful process, but we have a Help Center article here. This one, how to change your recovery phrase and create new accounts, on the Help Center. This one will help you to go through the process. And if you need anything, please reach out. But yeah, change your recovery phrase and create new accounts. You don't want to take that risk, in my opinion. Okay. Next, Philippos Payas. When will the Cardano issue balance be fixed? Philippos, you need to update Ledger Live to the latest version, 2.55.0 that just dropped. That should fix the issue. Let me know if it does, by the way. Next, Raul. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Raul. My ETH and USDT are in the same wallet and in Zerion. I can see both ETH and USDT after clearing the cache update to the last version. I still don't see the USDT in my portfolio. Okay, Raul, maybe you want to, you know what, just get in touch. And send me your address so I can take a look, because maybe your USDC is actually in a different account and not in your Ethereum account. And if it's in a different account, then that might be the reason why you don't see it in Ledger Live. That happens when sending coins from an exchange to your Ledger device. If you don't select the correct network, then the exchange might by default send the coins to a different account. So for example, my crypto will, what was the name of that account? Crypto.com will by default send your coins to Chronos, the Chronos chain. Okay, so that might be an issue. So yeah, Raul, again, get in touch, support.ledger.com, send me an email, share the ticket ID or ask for me in email, and share your Ethereum address as well so I can take a look. Johnny, smash the like button, guys. Yeah, please smash the like buttons. Share the word that we're doing those AMA sessions. If you have friends that have urgent questions and they can't wait 3 days for us to get back by email, then definitely this is the place where you can get quick support. And thank you, Johnny, for the help. Miranda, hi, I did not add a memo tag. Okay, so if you did not, then get in touch with the exchange support team and share the transaction ID. Okay, so it's not a big deal. The coins have reached the exchange wallet, but they're not able to credit that deposit to your account exchange because they don't know it is your deposit, because there is no memo tag. So what you could do, for example, is, like, let's say you deposit it on Coinbase, then reach out to Coinbase with the transaction ID. Okay, so let's say, for example, you would grab the transaction. Let's pretend this is the send transaction to Coinbase. Then you would grab the transaction ID here and then open a ticket with the exchange, share that transaction ID, and explain that you did not add a memo, and they should be able to help you out. Okay, I'm gonna drink a little bit of water, guys. Okay, Milkman. Okay, thanks for helping, Milkman, by the way, in the chat. It's appreciated. It's very intense to answer. I love answering your question, guys. Don't get me wrong, but it's also very intense. So definitely appreciate the help. Okay, tutoriales sin vueltas. Hello, passphrase in what wallets are compatible? So passphrases are compatible with Trezor wallets, Cold Cards, Ledger, of course, and all the BIP39 compatible wallets should also handle passphrases. I definitely know that Trezor supports passphrases and Cold Card as well. The other wallets you might want to check with the support. Milkman, thanks Dan. I'm sorry if I annoy you with this question. It makes me a little nervous not seeing my tokens. Thank you for your humility for working to resolve this issue. Hey, no worries, man. There is nothing wrong about asking questions, okay? This is why I'm here, and if I can help you, then for sure, and I'll make sure to escalate the issue, so don't apologize. This is perfectly normal, and that's the reason why I'm doing this AMA here, so no worries at all. And I appreciate that you're helping in the chat, and I appreciate that you always consistently show up to those AMAs. So no worries. Alex, copy that. Thank you. Yeah, no worries, Alex. Thomas, hey Dan, appreciate the effort for the mini live stream. Very helpful. Good support is essential with the crypto network. Ledger is doing good work and honest job. Thanks, Thomas. And I'll apply for a job Ledger after my study. I love the brand. Please do, Thomas. Yeah, we always in need for good engineers, so definitely go for it. Send me your email. Send me your CV, okay? So we can take a look. Matt, Zerion not working, still can't access the RC20 token. Do you have an ETA for this as the Zerion worker and didn't help? Yeah, so Matt, no ETA, but I will. There's a team working on solving this issue. Definitely will escalate. If Zerion didn't help, then you might have to use, unfortunately, the infamous MetaMask to solve this issue. I know it's not ideal, but yeah, that's another way to access your tokens. Let me know if you need help with accessing MetaMask. The process is basically connecting your Ledger device to MetaMask, connecting MetaMask to whatever chain the tokens are on, for example, Ethereum or Polygon or whatever, and then add the tokens as custom tokens to MetaMask. If you have any questions about this particular process, I know it can be a little overwhelming. Please open a ticket, and I can help you through the steps. There's also some documentation on the Help Center for that. If you just go to Connect MetaMask, so there is a Connect Your Ledger to MetaMask article, and I think at the bottom here, so this article will help you connect your Ledger to MetaMask, and then I think at the bottom there is some instructions for adding, yeah, here you go, how to connect your MetaMask to other networks and how to add custom tokens. Okay, so this article is basically has everything that you need to access a balance that doesn't show in Ledger Live. So hopefully that helps. Okay, all right. Next, George. Why can I not sell my crypto, for example, XLM and XRP? The system does not allow me to create wallets in those coins. So George, you should be able to create XRP and XLM wallets in Ledger Live. They are supported. However, selling is not supported for XLM and XRP. Only Bitcoin for now, and yeah, apologies for that. So you'll have to move those coins to an exchange and then sell them there. Next, Kulun Leko. So I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name here. I apologize for that. Hey Dan, does the NanoX keep fiat or crypto? Both. Only crypto, mate. That being said, if you like having dollars, you can obtain. You can buy crypto dollars, or we call them stable coins, on an exchange. So for example, you could buy something like USDT, and then you can send that to your Ethereum account, right? Or to your Tron account, or you could send that to your Polygon account. USDT Tether can live on many different blockchains. So yeah, that's one way to have fiat in your account, in your crypto account, right? But Ledger doesn't support fiat currencies. We are blockchain only. Okay, so next question. Hamed, thanks Dan. Mask is the name of the coin. It's on Ethereum. Appreciate the support on checking. Okay, great. So let me double check real quick. So I'm looking at Mask here. I'm gonna run you through the steps to verify if a token is supported or not. Okay, so Mask Network. So assuming this is the token you're talking about, okay, Mask Network. So you would grab the address, the contract address here, on whatever chain the token is stored. So it's in your Ethereum account. So you copy this, then you go into this list here, which I will share. By the way, look up, there will be a video on how to use this list very, very soon. So it will be on the YouTube channel at some point this week. So you grab the address again, all right? So the Ethereum address in your case, and then you open the list, you make sure you are on the latest version, 2.55, then you drop the contract address here. And okay, so this one is supported, mate. It is supported. So if you are talking about this token here, it is supported on Ethereum. What you need to do is to update Ledger Live to your to the latest version. So make sure that this number here is this number should say 2.55.0. Okay. If it doesn't, you are on an old version and you need to update. Alright guys, so I'm going to stay for another 10 minutes, okay, just to clear up the backlog, because you guys have been very active in the chat. I appreciate that, by the way. Always a pleasure to help you guys out with your issues. Sebastian, I had to reset my ledger, and even though I use my 12-word reset, I can't get access to the accounts that are on the app. 12 words. So I hope you mean 24 words, because if you imported a third-party wallet's phrase into your device, then this is dangerous. You should definitely not do that. You know what, Sebastian, just get in touch. I think that's if it touches the recovery phrase, I prefer that we deal with that situation privately, because there's a lot of room for lack of privacy. I don't want to deal with recovery phrase issues like publicly, definitely. It's too dangerous. So go to support.ledger.com and then send me your logs. Okay, so open a ticket and then send me your logs so I can take a look at your accounts. By the way, if you don't know what logs are, you can read this article on the Help Center. It will teach you how to extract your logs and then attach that to your email, and then I'll pick up the email tomorrow. Just make sure to mention my name in the email so I can pick it up. Okay, next. Jaronet, thank you, dude. All the best. All the best to you, mate. Thank you for coming. OJ, I'm using the same device with the same recovery phrase, not a Bluetooth issue. All my other accounts transferred to app, not Solana. I reinstalled, but Solana is always missing. Not a Bluetooth issue on my other account transferred to app, not Solana. I reinstalled, but Solana is always missing. I would still think that it's probably, if you cannot find the bounce and the account, it's probably a recovery phrase issue, because if the private keys to that account were on the device, then Ledger Live will be able to detect it. What you could try, OJ, is to be sure if it's a recovery phrase issue or not. One way to check that would be to use something like Solflare. So if you connect your Ledger device to Solflare, and this is how to do it, there is an article on the Help Center on how to do it. Go through those steps, connect your Ledger device, the same Ledger device to Solflare, and see if you're able to find the account. If you cannot find this account in Solflare, you cannot find it on the mobile app, you cannot find it on the desktop app, then it's 100% a recovery phase issue. It means that something happened at some point, maybe the device reset, maybe you have multiple recovery phrases, but the private keys in the device are not the private keys that you're looking for. And again, you can reach out, support.ledger.com, and we can help with this kind of issues. Okay. All right. Kululeko, hey Dan, does the Nano X keep fiat or crypto only? Yeah, so I answered this question. It's crypto only. Jennifer, when will sell limits and buy limits be added for different crypto? I don't know, Jennifer. It's a good question. I don't know if there is a plan to add that to Ledger. I think right now, if you are looking to trade with sell limits and buy limits, then you can definitely use DeFi. And I think you can use your Ledger device with something like Orca protocol. It's on Solana network, and they support buy and sell limits. And the problem with automatic buy and sell limits is because it's your private keys in the device. So you would have to, we would need a way to, you can't automate that, because you would need to sign the transaction for the sell limits. So we would have to manually once the sell price is hit, you would have to manually authorize the transaction. So maybe in the future, with account abstraction, we would have some ways to do that, but currently it's a little tricky technically. Mr. Joseph, what's going on with Kaspa support? Kaspa, I'm not sure what's going on with Kaspa support. To be fair, let me real quick double check Kaspa for you. So Kaspa, KS. Okay, so it's not supported. I'm guessing it's not supported. Let me check in Ledger Live, see if the app is available. My guess is it's not, but we can check. If it's not supported, no worries. You can reach out via our Discord, Ledger Open, and we'll be happy to work with the Kaspa team on an integration. Yeah, so it's not supported yet, mate. So that's the reason. Happy to escalate that to the developers, but again, we have a Discord channel, Ledger. So we have a developer portal here, and so you can reach out to our developers that way, or point that portal to the CAS team so they can reach out to our team and work on the integrations. Okay, okay, guys. So I'm gonna do one more minute because yeah, it's way past my the end of my shift right now. So apologize if I can't answer all the questions. If I wasn't able to answer your question today, you can also leave it in the chat, okay? Like in the comments, not in the chat, sorry, but in the comments. And what I can do is tomorrow I can go through the questions again. Or you can also send us an email at support@ledger.com and I'll take a look. Okay, next. JKC, this happened in Ledger Live Mobile, not my desktop version. So JKC, get in touch, mate. Support.ledger.com so we can take a look at what's going on here. It might be some sync issue with Ledger Live. You see, like, you only see this, only see a few accounts, Ledger Live Mobile, not on my desktop. Okay, so JKC, one thing I could recommend actually is maybe take a look at. We have a video on the YouTube channel that shows how to onboard on mobile and add new accounts. It's this video here, mobile onboarding and Bluetooth troubleshooting. So you might want to go through the video and see if you're able to find your other accounts. That might help. If not, just get in touch, support.ledger.com, and we can help. All right. Okay, guys. So a few more questions, and then I'll have to drop. Catherine, what are the steps to transfer from my Ledger Core wallet back to my Uphold Exchange account to go back into my bank account? Catherine, you would have to. So I can actually show you. So I don't know what account. And follow question: can my bank account be connected directly to my Ledger account and skip bypass the Uphold Exchange? So no, unless you're talking about Bitcoin. If you have Bitcoin, then you can sell it directly from Ledger Live. But of course, there is a service provider behind that, right? There is an off-ramp service called Coinify, and they support Bitcoin only for now. So that's the only on-ramp that exists in Ledger Live. If it's any other token, any other coins or a token, you will have to move the coins from your Ledger device to the exchange and sell that way. So, you would just do a normal transaction. You would, for example, ADA, and then you send, and then you paste the account address here, and then you send that out. That's the only way for now, unless you have Bitcoin again. Infected, my order delayed by 2 months. What can I do? Get in touch, support.ledger.com, open a ticket, and explain the issue. Unfortunately, I'm on the tech side, so I don't deal with shipping issues, but the shipping team will help you if you open a ticket, support.ledger.com. Yeah. Kululeko, thank you, Dan. Thank you a lot. Philippos, thanks, Dan. I did the latest upgrade for ADA to see the correct balance. At first, it didn't show it once and did clear cache, and now it shows me the correct balance. Okay, great. Awesome. OJ, it is on the desktop app, but never transfer or shows on the mobile app. OJ, get in touch. Try the Solana thing, the Solflare thing. See if the balance shows on Solflare. Okay. And if they don't appear, then it's probably a recovery phrase issue. And in this case, please get in touch, support.ledger.com, so we can have that discussion in private. Because of course, when dealing with recovery phrase, you don't want to do this in public for sure. JKC, additionally, to expand upon my first question, BTC, ETH, LTC are only crypto assets allowed in accounts to edit of confirmation. What is that? I'll have to double check that. I'm not really sure what's going on which page you are. But again, watch the video and see if that answers your questions. If not, open a ticket and get in touch that way. Okay, 2 last questions, guys. Akshil Patel. Dan, what will happen if our cryptos are in the wallets? We don't update the firmware for months or month. So the crypto will be safe, but the device might not be compatible with Ledger Live, which is annoying because now you have, if you fall too far behind firmware updates, then typically you can always update the firmware. But really, if you wait like a few years and Ledger Live keeps rolling new versions, but the firmware is like so far behind, then there is a chance that you won't be able to connect to Ledger Live. That being said, you can still connect to other third-party apps safely, right? So if you can't connect to Ledger Live, maybe you can connect to MetaMask or Electrum and move your funds that way. Best practice is to always keep the firmware up to date, keep Ledger Live up to date, firmware up to date, apps up to date, so you don't get into this issue. Pablo, where is the information to safely connect Ledger wallet to tax software, TaxBit, Coinly, CoinTracker, etc.? I think there is documentation on the Help Center. If not, there should be, there's an app here. I think CoinTracker might be here in the Discover section here. Or there's Zen Ledger here that you can use. It has an integration with Ledger Live, so that might be a good option here. But typically, CoinTracker should provide, they should provide documentation as well. But you might want to check on the Help Center, support.ledger.com, see if there is some documentation about that. Okay, Nunsarek. My Ledger recovery phrase was compromised, so I reset my 24 recovery phrase and reset the Ledger following the guidelines on the website. Is it not safe to transfer crypto assets to my device? Yes, it's safe. Make sure you don't transfer to old accounts that are secured by the old phrase, and that you transfer to new accounts. But perfectly safe. Make sure to protect that new recovery phrase. Pablo, no worries, mate. And the last one, Rome. In transactions standing 1 scam ETC with a 0-1 transaction. What do we have to do? Just ignore the transaction. It's probably a scam, exactly. So just ignore it. It doesn't put you in danger as long as you don't interact with the transaction. That being said, just make sure you don't accidentally, those dust transaction, they will, like the scammer is just hoping that you will pick up their address from the transaction history, right? So they'll hope that you will get a little lazy and go into your latest operations here and then copy paste their address instead of your address and then send funds to their accounts. So as long as you don't copy paste addresses from there, but you always use like the send and receive buttons, then you should be okay. You might want also to update Ledger Live to the latest version, so that one has a filter. It filters out like 0 value transactions. And I think that's it, guys. Pablo, thank you, mate. Nunsarek, thank you. OJ, thank you, mate. I updated software and reported the account and Solana is that. Okay, great. Okay, so you're safe. Okay, so I'm relieved, so it might just be an issue with Ledger Live. But in the meantime, just keep using the software. It's solid and it's perfectly safe. I would say, just try reading the account once in a while with Ledger Live. And last question, this one, guys. Akshil Patel. I downloaded Ledger Live on my friend's laptop and now I want to log out. So you can't log out, but it's not like Facebook or Gmail. You can't really log out from Ledger Live. You can close the app, but what you can do is you can remove the accounts from your friend's Ledger Live instance, right? So you would, for example, this is your friend's Ledger Live, and this is like your account. You can click on the account, edit, remove from portfolio, confirm, and then the account will be gone from your friend's computer. That's the best way to do it. Okay, guys, I think we're all good, and thank you so much for coming to the AMA. By the way, we will be. It's in a list, but when import it, then disappear. Okay. OJ, that's an issue with Ledger Live, but if you see it in Soulflare, then you're good. It's probably Ledger Live having some issues synchronizing with the Solana blockchain, but if you see it in Soulflare, then you're all good. Okay, guys, thank you so much. That was a very good AMA. I'll be back. No, not me, but Felix will be back tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. for the same thing. Okay, so if you have questions, you can jump on that AMA. Again, 4:30 p.m. If you like the AMA, like and subscribe, guys, and share the AMA with your friends and people that might be interested in participating. Okay, thank you so much. Again, stay safe. Don't share your 24 recovery phrase, and we'll see you